here's the list of stuff that I need to do and stuff that got done this past weekend with Alex's help. And there are some things that are done, which is great. So the rear diff oil is in, the crank pulley is on, shifter cable's connected, clutch slave cylinder has been bled, the axles are in, fuel injector harness clips. Alex actually made some out of machining wire, which is crazy. Got the ignition amplifier on, transfer case oil. Transfer case has been installed and assessed to be okay enough from a bolt stripping perspective, and then filled with oil as well. There are a lot of things, though, that we're hoping to get done that didn't get done, and some things we need to buy. So one thing that we need to buy, rear ECS struts. First gen and second gen are different. Here I have in the back of the old Stealth an example of the old, obviously rusty, and the newer. And here you can see there's a slight diameter difference here, and a lot of other nuanced differences that ultimately make it very difficult to swap, or impossible to swap, the lowering springs from the rear of my old Stealth to the new. So we need to buy new struts that will fit into, new first gen struts that will fit into the new Stealth. The reason for that is because some of these bushings didn't make it as we were pulling out from one to the other. So struts are on the list. The one thing that was done that's not crossed out yet is that we got a massive one-piece exhaust moved over from one car to the other. So that's the car where it started. This is the car where it is now. But to do that, we had to also shift a whole bunch of jack stands, because this is one solid piece, and it doesn't just pull out and push in because of this Y section at the back of the garage. So that probably didn't make a lot of sense, but it was a beast to move. Very hard to do by yourself. Here you can see where the strut will go. Well, maybe you can't see that. There you can see across the way. This is where the strut will go on the other side, and one right here as well. Right now it's just a hole. So that's for the rear, but we got the fronts in. So you can see this guy sitting here is lowering spring from the first gen on the second gen. Ignition amplifier is installed. Now we have some problems. This is a major problem. Second gen AC compressor right here has this piece coming out of it, the low pressure side of the refrigerant, which is basically kissing the exhaust manifold from my turbo. So the old one didn't have quite as much bend, it sent it in a different direction. So that means that this whole section right here has to be dealt with. Make a new section, or bring over, I can't bring over the old one because the mounting is different between that one and the first gen. So I need to figure out what I want to do there. I can either change out the hosing and also change out the AC compressor, which would be kind of unfortunate because this compressor also required that I purchase a second gen AC compressor bracket for the engine, all of which was done with the engine out. That would be obnoxious to have to redo, but it might happen. I love doing a video. I have, these are the wire harness pins that Alex made here. Pretty cool. So we've got 6 of those. And then this is the other issue we ran into. This is the oil return line from the rear turbo. And even though it had no oil in it, somehow managed to be leaking oil. So I'm gonna get an AN fitting for that. Not as much progress as I wanted to have by now. Haven't even touched the intercooler piping that needs to be moved over. Haven't touched any of the body work. Discovered that these two reds are actually subtly different. Hard to see on the phone maybe, but this one is a lighter color of red than this one. So at some point, I need to really make some decisions about which body panels I want to move over and if it makes sense or not. But I really do hate the side of this one. Ugh. So much better. Anyway, that's the update for now. thanks to Alex for helping the entire weekend on getting even this far.